Hello and welcome back to another Runaway American UK edition reaction. Today I'm reacting to Visit London 10 Things That Will Shock You About London, England. Well, I've been there quite a few times, so let's see if these things shocked me or not. Shall we? Here we go.
Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in London, and what we have for you today are the 10 things that are going to shock you when you do come to London, because this is one of the most visited cities in the world for good reason. And the first thing that's going to shock you when you're here is dun, 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 the sticker shock. London is expensive. Hotels, accommodation, going out to eat, the non-free museums, they're all really pricey. And the exchange rate usually doesn't go in your favor if you're from the US or Europe and things like that. So that's the first thing that's going to shock you is, oh my God, this is an expensive place to go. Now, the second thing that's going to shock you is, well, how can I say this? It's probably the thing that's going to induce your heart attack shock when you are here, and that's the fact that they drive on the left side of the road, so you need to look right and
that's
then
not like shocking to me anymore. I now live in Bangkok, and that's how they drive as well. So I'm now used to it. But yeah, definitely, I think the first time I encountered it as an adult, it was a bit shocking. Like as a child, I definitely didn't know any better, but as an adult, it was probably like, wait, what's happening? Why is the steering wheel on the other side? Strange.
then right, because you're coming from Germany or the US, you look left and then look right and go. Here the car's coming from the other way, and I can't tell you how many tourists I've seen looking the wrong way, and they step out, and then a cab driver's like,
Yeah,
like,
my
oh
mom
my
almost
God.
got ran over.
I mean, I saw 3 people yesterday almost die because they were looking the wrong way. So that's the second thing that'll shock you is cars going the other way, heart attack inducing, oh my God, I almost got killed there. The third thing that's going to shock you when you come to London is how international this city is. I mean, I know we're in England,
Yes.
but you don't really feel like it all the time. Well, yes, you do when you got, the Buckingham Palace over here, Trafalgar Square, Piccadilly Circus, but the city truly is international. Probably the most international city in the world. You're going to have your high tea, at 4 o'clock with crumpets and scones and all those things. It'll be served to you by an Italian waitress, or you're going to go to the pub, right? The quintessential London experience is going to eat at a pub. Go getting a pint at the pub. Well, that person pouring that pint might be from Poland. And the city is so international, so it's got great food from around the world. People from all over come here.
He basically just said like European, but yeah, they have great like Indian food is fantastic in London. Like the like Chinese, like they showed China, like Chinese food, like the Chinatown, like everything is great. You can get that's one good thing I love about London is you can get like food from all over the world, as well as it's going to be good food from all over the world. Like you can try many different dishes from all over the world, and it's going to be like actually tastes like you're in that part of the, at least to me, it tastes like you're that part of the world.
It's pretty cool, but it is shocking how not super English it is when you are here. But there are still some cool English stuff, like seeing the change into the guard and stuff like that. Now, the fourth shock we have on there is kind of help you with the sticker shop side of things, and that is how many great free things there are to do in London.
Many.
Yes, it's expensive, but the best museum, the British Museum, where you can see artifacts from Greece and sarcophagi from the pharaohs in Egypt and all kinds of things like that, it's free to go in. The Tate Modern, you can go see the V&A where they have copies of great masterpieces and artwork from around the world. I mean, there's so many great free things to do. Just standing outside and taking in the historic buildings, you're gonna feel like I'm on a movie set. I saw this in a movie. You have that feeling when you're here, and that's what's really cool. And they have all kinds of great free things. So don't get suckered into going to some of the pay stuff. Some of the pay stuff is worth it. For example, going to Westminster Abbey.
That I think was super cool. It was a really cool experience, and I agree. Westminster Abbey is one you definitely need to pay for at least
worth
once.
the price of entrance. Other ones like Madame Tussauds, I don't know if it's really worth 25, 30 pounds, so
there's one everywhere.
Be careful with that. The fifth thing is going to shock you is, look, it's sunny today. We actually have nice weather in London. Look, it doesn't rain every day here. I know I like to joke about the bad weather in London and the bad weather in England, but I'll be honest, you can have great days like this where it is
Let me ask you guys, as like people who live in England, does it bother you? Does it like make you happy when you go elsewhere and there's like more sun and everything? Because I enjoy like a rainy day. I enjoy like a damp rainy day. I like that far more than sun. Maybe that's because I was like born in Florida where it like the sun was shining constant. It is called the Sunshine State, and it's kind of like it became too much to the point of like, and now I live in Bangkok where it's also, except for rainy season, sunny 98% of the time. So I kind of miss like those rainy days. I love to just like curl up with a book. Like, I know you guys love a cup of tea. I would have like a cup of like hot cocoa or something, curl up with a book, watch a movie. Obviously, you can't do that every day that it's raining, but it is a fun day to have like a
The
nice
people
rainy
go out to
day.
the pubs and all kinds of stuff and really make the city come alive. So if you are here, believe me, the weather may shock you that you can get a great sunny day like this. However, probably the real shock is it does rain a lot when you are here.
Yes.
So make sure you bring a jacket because believe me, I know I have actually have a jacket in my bag just in case this beautiful day ends and we have a little London shower come through.
Smart.
So we've gotten away from the clouds and the really nice sunny weather and warm weather. And now it's getting a little bit chilly. I need to have my jacket. So let's finish off number 6 through 10 of the 10 things that are going to shock you when you come to London. So the sixth thing that might shock you when you come here is how much people do drink here. Men, women, not children, but you know, it's just like how many pubs there are out
So
there
many.
throughout London, how many bars and restaurants and nightclubs and stuff like that, and how much people really love to have a pint. If you're going down, you see the people leaving Canary Wharf from work and they're doing pub crawls on a Thursday. You see them pub after pub after pub, and it's amazing how much people do drink here in London, and they drink a lot, whether it's a pint of stout or an ale or a
I've never ever successfully won like a like drinking, you know, like every friend of mine that is from the UK has been able to outdrink me by millions. You know what I'm saying? Like they can easily outdrink me. They are 100%. Every time I'm always shocked when I go out with one of my UK friends. Like we'll finish off a bottle of wine and then they'll be like, "Let's go out." And I'm like, "I thought we just did that. Are we not done?" "No, we're going to go get drinks now." I'm like, "But we just finished a bottle of wine." "That was a pregame." I'm like, "Oh my God. How is your liver? Let me know."
seems to be popular now, or a gin and tonic if you're in White Castle or whatever. There is drinking going all over the place, and that does kind of shock travelers because they're like, the English are so buttoned up and refined, and they're sitting there having a pint like all the time. But that is one of the quintessential things of coming to London is going to the pub and having a pint, having get the ale where they crank it out for you. And I mean, people, if you watch my videos before, I haven't always been the biggest fans of the ales, but on this trip I've made it a point only to drink ales while I've been here, and they're starting to grow on me, and you'll see that that is just part of coming here. But it'll shock you is how much of people do drink here. Which leads into the seventh thing that might shock you is the pub's last call is at 11. They're drinking a lot. They start early in the day. But then the pubs close at 11. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, think about it. If you're coming from Spain or Portugal on your trip, at 11 o'clock, people are starting to think about maybe getting ready to go out.
Yes, this is
Here,
true.
pubs are closed. You got to find another, nightclub or something like that to go to. So it does kind of shock people when they're like, wait, it's 11. The pubs are closing. What's going on?
That's my type of pub though. Ever since I had a kid, like 10 p.m., 10:30, like I'm going home. Like that's my type of place. I'm like, sign me up for a London pub because like I am not going out past 10:30. No way.
Here. So do realize that the pubs do close at 11. So get your drinking in earlier, I guess.
Yes.
So that might be shocking for tourists that are coming here for a good pub time, good time, all right? Now, the eighth thing that shocks tourists when they come here is how good the tourist infrastructure is here.
Yes.
I mean, the English are extremely well organized, and here in London, it's no different. And what's cool is that means there's tons of hotels, there's tons of restaurants, there's tons of nightclubs and bars and theaters you can go to and operas and all kinds of really cool things you can see. You can see famous actors work on a play on the West End, and you could do all this really cool stuff here. But also, if you're a tourist, you can do this on your own with all the information that's out there. The tube is easy to use. You can go get your Oyster card and top it up and do that. Make sure you tap in and tap out. I mean, it gets expensive, but the thing is, you can really get around, and the cops will help you, and the people will help you, and it is a really cool thing. So if you do get lost, ask the shopkeeper, hey, which way should I go? They will do a good job. But that tourist infrastructure here, man, that organization that the English have, plus with all the tourists here, they really kind of put it together well.
They're
and what's
so much
funny
nicer,
is you
too.
see the Londoners here, and it's almost like, I mean, they know that there's lots of tourists here, but they just kind of go on with their lives, and they don't, sometimes it doesn't seem like they interact with the tourists or notice them there. It's just part of their normal day stuff.
Yeah.
And it is kind of cool, but man, the tourist infrastructure here, shockingly how good it is. You'll be fine. That's why I tell people, looking for a first trip to Europe, England and London's a really easy deal because they have it all set up
I
for
say
you.
the same thing to everyone. One of the girls that I was just like talking about from Bangkok has never been to Europe before, and I was saying like go to London. She's also never been to like in the US. She's been to the US before, but she's been to New York, and I was like go to London because it's a much cleaner, much nicer New York. The people are nicer, the subway is cleaner, the hotels are better, crime is less. Like you ain't gonna like it's just a better place to go. So I always recommend London to everyone. I know that maybe I need to branch out when I go to the UK because I have been to London so many times, but to me it's a place that never gets old. It's a place I always enjoy going. And I think it's partially because of like the West End, the pub culture, and just the city. I love a good city. So it is fun for me to go back. Every time I go back, I discover something new that I love about it. So
It's kind of shocking how well it is done.
yes.
Now, the ninth thing that might shock you when you come here is how big this city is. Look, you are going to be
Huge.
using the tube to go to all these different places around the city, but when you look at how big London is, what you need to realize, there's different neighborhoods and all kinds of different stuff all over. Last night we went out on the east, on the East End, and we went, saw a show the night before in the West End. Maybe go to Greenwich and go do something. Soho,
Greenwich,
Notting
yeah.
Hill, Chinatown. There's so many different districts throughout here that people think, oh, well, London must be kind of a historic center. I see the City of London, I go see the Tower of London, and I'm done. No, go explore when you're here. See the other districts around town because you can find fantastic restaurants, different nightlife, different cultures, different people in each of these kind of districts. And it is a
Totally
really
agree.
cool thing because then you really see, remember that internationalism, the really melting pot of London? You can really see that when you go and explore the different neighborhoods. So, and the 10th thing that'll probably shock you when you come here to London is the cops don't have any guns. Or if they do have guns, they have like big machine guns. I know in the US our cops always have a firearm on the side, but here the bobbies, the cops here, they don't. They have their walkie-talkie and some other things. And the thing is, they're really super friendly and helpful. So if you're not sure where to go, the cops, again, that service and that tourist infrastructure and the manners and all those kind of things that you have here in England, they come out and the cops are very helpful. Oh, you need to go this way, sir. Go that way, sir.
Yeah.
They are fantastic, but not having the gun is kind of shocking sometimes for tourists. But then when they see the guys with the big machine guns, they're like, oh, wow. So when they do have them, they really do have them. So that can be shocking for a tourist. Anyway, those are just 10 little things that might shock a tourist when they come here to
He
London.
says anyway too. Someone was like, "You Americans, you're always saying anyway." We do anyway. I always say that as well. Um, yeah, the cop thing I don't think ever registered with me until I was much older again because it was actually shocking to see people with guns in the US because like I didn't see cops in my everyday life obviously until I moved to New York. And then I saw them all the time walking around and they all had guns. Like some of them did have machine guns. Like not like machine guns, but like big guns. Like when you're like they definitely had them. Not they weren't quite as prevalent as like when I went to like France and stuff. There was tons of people that always had like the riot gear on and things like that cuz France had so many protests when I was living there. But in England, I think it's amazing that the cops are so nice. They're friendly, they're kind, like you can approach them. I feel like people just respect the police, but the police respect them. And I think it's a mutual two-way street. And that's why cops don't necessarily have to carry handguns because guess what? Like I respect you because you respect me. I think in the police force in the United States, it's a much different infrastructure. So it's more like we're going to threaten you to like to respect us because we think we're like a hierarchy. At least that's what I've encountered with police in the US. They're not usually kind, they're usually combative. And I also think that's to do with the fact that I know in we have like one of the least trained police forces in the world. Like we go through like I think they go through like very little amount of training. Like it takes more to be a cosmetologist in the US than it does to be a police officer. And I think in the UK, they have to go through a lot more training and maybe have a higher, I'm not going to say like a higher degree. I don't know if they have to have a degree or not, but I think that they maybe have like a higher caliber of who they hire. Um, I don't know. Not saying all cops are like that in the US, just the ones that I've personally dealt with. Um, and I have total respect for the police just because of the fact that I never do anything wrong, so why would I would never do inherently something inherently bad to like attract police attention. But at the same time, I do think there's a bit of an abuse of power in the US where I think in England, at least from what I know of England and what I've dealt with of like police officers, bobbies, whatever they're called, like whatever you refer to them as, they've always been kind and helpful and never like combative or rude, just because they wear a badge. So that's just, again, what I've experienced. It may be completely different. Let me know in the comments if it is, for you personally, or what you've experienced in your time, obviously, because you're from England. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Please check out my Patreon if you want to see some more exclusive content that isn't allowed to be on YouTube. And if you have a special request for me, leave it down below, or hit up my Buy Me a Coffee if you want to be first in line. Okay, thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.